Hi, this is Karla co-founder of JPMA Financial, and we're here to answer a quick question in regards to how can we do more with less in our businesses. Of course, a lot of us have had to work with that, especially in the recent years, and trying to be as effective and efficient as possible, because of course activity doesn't necessarily mean you're having some proactivity in your business. So the first thing is to prioritize. Figure out what you can do with what you have to gain the fastest response possible in your business. And in regards to prioritization, we also need to know that if everything's in A, nothing's in A. And what I mean by that is if everything needs our attention now, then we really have not prioritized everything. So my rule of thumb is 3 A items that I focus on throughout the day, 2 B items, and potentially 1 or 2 C items that get delegated. The second thing is in that organization of having your A items, your B items, and your C items laid out, then you have to communicate some assistance with that. Sometimes it's communicating to getting a budget completed from a potential bid you have out. Or maybe it's communicating to your assistant that you need this item done at this specific time with this specific goal, and here's the deadline. So it's not only about prioritizing it, then you have to organize the information, and from there communicate, sometimes to yourself, most of the time hopefully to others, in how to get your agenda accomplished. The second is, if it's been on your task list for longer than 3 to 5 days, you have to change what you're doing or eliminate the task completely. Many people try to push an uphill battle of having that same daggone thing on the checklist for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it just ends up dragging us down and dragging us down. And we constantly beat ourselves up saying, why have we not accomplished that? The truth of the matter is that maybe that's not something that you should be doing, because if you really wanted to get it accomplished, it wouldn't be on your task list for so long. Or maybe it's just the approach you're using in order to get that accomplished is not the right approach. The third thing is, who's handling the details? How are we moving this agenda forward? So who's on first? I'm sure a lot of people, I think it was something from the 1950s, it's a hilarious comedian that constantly is using certain words. Nobody knows basically who's responsible for anything. So the best teams always communicate. If you ever played baseball when you were younger, they always say, it didn't even matter what kind of ball, soccer, baseball, you name it, basketball, they'd always say, keep talking, keep your team talking. And basically what that means is, who's on first? Who is the person that is responsible and moving that mission of that item that needs to get accomplished? Who's the support team, and how are we going to get that done? Very clear, very defined, and written out. The final thing is focus. So if there is an item or a task that you are focusing on to getting it accomplished, then do just that. Focus on it. Don't try to work on 5 things at one time. Because if you're trying to do 5 things super well, big, huge projects, you better be very organized and be able to communicate that information to an array of other individuals. And typically that takes some practice and warming up to. Try to get focused on one project, get very clear and concise, have it completely written down, because again, we are entrepreneurs, we're creators, we're constantly going out and creating new things to do, creating new projects that we believe in, but we have to get very clear and very focused with a laser-like focus in regards to prioritizing it, organizing it, and communicating it to others. After we've done that on one project, then let's move on to others. So that's how we do more with less, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.